Yeah, I mean, how great was it to be back out there? With it's 6 o'clock start, and a lot of people were all fired up that they probably getting home to help put their kids to bed and stuff like that. Like I'll be able to tonight, but I thought the vibe of the arena tonight was awesome. I mean, it was. It's a game against a team that doesn't have a name that's overly known, obviously. Season has just started, and we showed up. And not that I didn't expect anything different, but you felt the community again. So that right there is just awesome to be back out, and we got to continue. And I thought our guys did the right thing of attempting. Is that someone calling about the community? They like the 6 o'clock start. But I thought our guys went out there and respected what we call the 4,700, which is the court, the right way, and we performed like we would if no one was in the crowd, and it was a practice that we, expectations. Obviously, from the game overall, we went out there. We started a little slow from making some shots. I think it was 8-4, missed a couple free throws, and then really turned it on, extended it at halftime. I thought we shared the ball. I didn't like some of our turnovers. Our lack of organization wasn't great in a few things. And it's hard in a situation like that, but we talk about what we have to do, all the time. We do what we do. And we kind of revisited that, and did a good job, and came out of the second half and had some excitement. There was some did you get a dunk or no?
Yeah, I got a dunk.
Oh, you got a dunk? Good. And Jordan Pickett got a dunk. So we got to go check facilities because, like I said, it might be a 9.6 rim today. But no, he was bouncy on that one, wasn't he? It was cool, but it was out of the way we were doing it. So it was fun to see us play together, play for one another.
Yeah, so Coach Joe, this is for whoever wants to take it. I mean, it's hard to imagine a better start of the season. Back-to-back 100-point performances at home. And tonight, most points since December of '94. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take that.
We were watching that. I mean, I saw you guys at like 98 with 12 minutes left, and I was like, they're definitely setting a record tonight. So, I mean, wow, how much confidence does that give you going into the rest of non-conference play coming up here?
Yeah, Joe.
Well, first, I always got to start with all glory to God, you know what I'm saying? For sure, I feel like it's a lot of confidence we got because we seen tonight, no matter who we playing against, it's about us. We keeping it about us, and we know what we got to do when we go on the floor. Respect the 4,700 is something that we put as one of our rules to always think about when we out there, no matter who we playing against. It's about us. Keep it about us, about the team and things like that. So if we keep doing that, the bigger picture, we see that at the end of the season, we could do something special again, So that's the main goal right now, and it's a lot of confidence going to non-conference, ready to get on the road and attack it.
Coach, this is, I think the first time that we've seen Tyler King out.
Yeah.
Right? So, obviously he had 7 points. Can you just talk about, what you saw out of him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler's he had an injury when he first got to campus. I mean, he kind of came in and we got him fixed up, and he's been practicing probably, 7 days, right? He hasn't been out there. He's been working out. He's been doing everything he's supposed to be doing, and he essentially got cleared 3 days ago. So it was nice to get. I think we got a good, about 15 minutes. One thing about Tyler that's really interesting is that he has no fear. Like you wouldn't know that he hadn't played other than if you've seen him play. His timing's a little off, and he's just not where he's going to be. But he has no fear of sticking his nose in there. And, it was great to have him out there. I kind of held him out in the first half because I didn't want to go in and out, and I decided that let's leave him in for a long stint in the second half, and he really responded the right way, and his teammates were celebrating him as well.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, how about CJ tonight? 6 for 8 from the field, 14 points. What do you like out of him?
What I like out of him, I'm looking at his stats right here. I thought CJ probably had arguably 2 of his better practices the last few days. He is a vocal person. He's a heartfelt person, and he's been a guy that's trying to find his role when he came from a place where he had a huge role in terms of kind of what he was allowed to do and expected to do. And he's got high character, and I thought that you know, I coach him hard. I coach him very hard, and I thought he kept it simple tonight. It was awesome to see, but we kind of seen it for like the last 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. He's been good prior to that too, but his last 2 days were two of his better days. So it was nice because you see, hey, the practice quite literally, you know, translated. So that was awesome.
It was awesome to watch. Really impressive stuff.
Coach, just talk a little bit about the bench. You know, 65 points. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it must look good. You know that your bench players are coming in, playing hard, you know, scoring.
Yeah. No, that's how many points you said?
65.
65. How many points do we have? So the white team's always winning. You know, we talk about it on a daily basis. I like our depth. I don't know if we have a ton of like 30, 32-minute guys, but I think we have a lot of depth of guys that are all capable of going in there and impacting the game. And clearly tonight, I thought their energy. This is something we see every day. We really see it with a group of guys that I guess technically are off the bench. We make switches every day in practice here and there, but that's nice. That's nice to see. That's a heck of a stat, and it gives you raises the level of competition on a daily basis. But it also is nice to see them, that group rewarded for understanding their opportunity isn't what team you're on a daily in practice. It's just a matter of going out there and performing.
So going off that, Coach, do you want to talk about how everybody on the team today, everybody scored, everybody had a rebound, kind of what's going into that and just what you're expecting for more in the future of the season?
I got 4 little kids, so everyone gets a trophy, right? That's what's happening nowadays. I think what it was, I mean, that's going to be obviously rare to have that. We tried getting him. If we would have got some stops, he would have got a double-double. But in that little stretch when we subbed back in. But it was just nice to see our guys celebrate for one another. All right, and they know that Corentin goes baseline and gets the dunk, and it's whatever the score was, it didn't matter, but he was fired up. And that was awesome because, he puts in the work every day, and these guys are celebrating that. Or you have when Harrison, is every time he's about to shoot the ball, everyone's all excited for it. Our team is, because what we see on a daily basis. So just the fact that they celebrate each other was the biggest thing, and it was nice to have a statistical kind of impact on a game like this where everyone had that as well.
One more question for you, Joe. Can you kind of explain to us your emotions you felt going back out onto the court and being with your team and just kind of getting back into the swing of things?
I would just say grateful. I haven't played since official game since last year, November 8th, so almost technically a year. So just to be out there, feel the crowd, the environment, the community, with the zebras out there, the referees, it felt good, like, dang. It's been a minute, it's been a long time coming, but I'm just grateful to be out there again.
I think people don't understand his impact on our team last year. He was really good the first few games of the season last year, Illinois and Indiana. And then, he has the setback, and he sacrificed to get to this point. And but he impacted our success last year on a daily basis. In the way he led off the court, the way he raised the character of the team, and then also I think it was. He started kind of being able to kind of get out there a little bit more towards the end of the season, but he was never totally cleared. So that's the thing that sometimes, when it's not your opportunity for injury or whatever the case may be, you can still impact a team. And Joe did that last year, and obviously it was fun to see him tonight too.
Do you kind of want to talk about your impact now, coming back as a grad student and being one of the returners for the team? Kind of what that looks like for you?
For me, I just try to go out there and impact any way I can. I got a high motor, so I'm gonna get rebounds, I'm gonna get stops defensively. I can go score the ball. Like, I just want to do whatever I can. So I'm a pretty much everywhere guy. That's what I would say. But my impact is leadership. Picking my teammates up, keeping us together. Because sometimes you can go through things in the game and you tend to break down. So just want to bring everybody together and be that positive person on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there. Hi, so I wanted to ask a couple here. So what did it mean to be back in front of the home fans, especially for you, Coach, after winning the OVC championship?
You know, that's a good question because you think about it a lot. Like I have 4 kids that I have 16, 14, 12, and 8 ages. Not 16 kids, 14 kids. All right, but those are the ages that I have. So I'm out I'm out a lot, right? I'm like, you know, I'm at a soccer game, a basketball game, a recital, whatever the case may be. And so I get to see a lot of people that I would consider friends and welcome, you know, my family into this community 8 years ago. And then to see us all, anytime you can see a group of people on the same page going towards the same goal, and they're all from different areas. Like I have, you know, high schoolers, and I have, you know, elementary, and then you see just, you know, in work you see different people, and then we're all here together at the same goal. Like how cool is that right now? Like in society, like we don't always have that right now, but we're all here together. So it was pretty special just being back out there.
Yeah, there were over 1,100 people here tonight. What did you think of that attendance and just the crowd in general?
I thought it was great. I mean, I thought that they were, you know, they were watching the pregame video. That's new. It's almost like they were watching a movie. Like they were just kind of like, oh, like our guys hadn't seen it yet. But you could see that they were enjoying it. You had the guys, you know, every time we were there, you made a 3, we were cheersing, you know, the mugs. And you could just feel, like that's the best thing. Like you don't have to necessarily, you know, just be part of everything or see everything or whatever the case may be, but you can quite literally feel this community, and that's what's pretty special.
Yeah, so I have a question for you, Joe. You did really well in that first half. Did you expect to score the points that the whole team did and that you did in general?
I wouldn't say I expected. Like again, I was just going out there. I seen opportunity. I went for it, and that just summed up the first half. But overall, again, just impacting the game, doing what I can, swinging the ball, getting assists, getting rebounds, scoring if I got opportunity. So that's pretty much all.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So obviously, you haven't played teams that are D1 until your next away game in San Antonio. You know, what do you see that, you know, is there anything that you see that you need to, I guess, improve on to be prepared for that?
Yeah.
I guess just another question is, you know, what do you expect from San Antonio?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Look, we played South Dakota State in a close scrimmage. So from a Division I standpoint, I think they're predicted 3rd in their league in a good Summit league. So like people don't know that because it's kind of not publicized, and that's kind of how it is. So we did that about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. From a defensive standpoint, I think we've grown. I think from an offensive standpoint, we understand the value of moving the ball early. We learned that from that game. That was a low-scoring game. It was kind of unique how you do it. We ran quarters and a little longer, but at the end of the day, we didn't score a ton necessarily. And I think we grew from that, but we still defended at that point. And then I thought we were a little loose defensively against St. Ambrose at one point, and we were kind of just trying to make things happen instead of just being solid. Now going down to San Antonio, we've watched a bunch of, we've actually been, working out against them. We kind of, we tried being sneaky as coaches, like, hey, here's what East-West is running, but it was a lot of what we anticipate San Antonio running. Now they have 11 new players, so that's kind of the world that a lot of teams are in. Fortunately, not us. So you don't have any footage necessarily on them other than from their other schools. And through word of mouth and communication, they're a big team. I think we're considered a relatively big team, and they could potentially go 6'5" to 7 foot to start. And so that we're going to match size that has been ours, that we would consider ourselves pretty big, and arguably they'll be a little bit bigger. They do a variety of things defensively. Historically, they're aggressive at times, ball screen coverage, all that kind of jazz. Those are all the things that we've already kind of looked at. But again, they play, I think, tomorrow night, And, you know, it's gonna, this is that time of year, especially now. I mean, everyone has so much newness. That's actually probably one negative to, I'll never think it's a negative, but it's a negative that people can watch what we're about because that's what we're about. And, but I'd have it that way rather than anything else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.